Hey there, it's Dr. Tiffany, and I'm just coming to you today with a quick video because I want to address something that can sometimes feel like the elephant in the room or the overhanging question that us homeschool moms have in the back of our minds on a regular basis. And it's actually a loaded question. It actually has a few parts, but this is something that I want to address over the next few days, so I'm going to do it in small nuggets so we can really dig into this topic. But before I do that, let me tell you who I am. I am a former member of corporate America turned homeschooling mom, entrepreneur, and author, and I am passionate about empowering moms to teach, nurture, and support their children with confidence while still remembering themselves in the process. So that's who I am, that's what I love to do, and that's why I'm talking to you today. So let's jump into it. What I want to discuss today is the overarching series of questions that we as homeschooling moms kind of grapple with on our own, or even talk amongst ourselves with other homeschool moms about. And that kind of series of questions, as I'm putting it, because like I said, it's sort of loaded, is it has about three parts really if you break it down. The first question is, am I teaching my child the right thing? The second question is, am I teaching my child enough of the right things? And the third question is, am I challenging my child? So this video is going to be devoted all to, am I teaching my child the right thing? We're going to tackle that question. And really, the purpose of this video is to really try to bring some comfort and some understanding, and to help us as homeschool moms to feel a lot less pressure about how we are teaching our children. So let's look at that. The question of, am I teaching my child the right thing? Well, first, the question of what is right is very subjective when it comes to what you're teaching your child, because your child is a very unique individual, not like anyone else, and they need certain things. They need certain types, they need certain information presented to them in a particular type of way. And so when you're thinking about what is right, we need to be considering the child and what their needs are. Even before that, when we're first thinking about what is right, you need to think about, what is my state requiring me to teach my child? So if I want to know if I'm teaching my child the right thing, the first thing I have to do is say, am I lining up with what my state is requiring? If I'm lining up with what my state is requiring, then okay, I got that checked off. I am presenting the proper information, concepts, subject matter that needs to be presented to my child based upon what my state is requiring. And then I can shift to, now that I know that I'm in compliance with the state, what is it that my child is needing to be presented to them? What way is that needing to be presented? So this is where we get into what is right. One of the things that I always tell homeschool moms who ask me about, how do I know if I'm teaching my child the right thing, is I say, first things first, you have to sort of take that question off the table in that manner. And you have to ask it a different way. So instead of asking, am I teaching my child the right thing? What you want to ask is, has my child mastered the concepts that have already been presented to them? So if you're answering yes, that your child has mastered those concepts, then if you haven't moved on from those concepts that they've mastered, then the answer to the question is, no, I'm not teaching my child the right thing, because my child's already mastered this. So I don't need to be still focusing on this in that way. It still can be present, but it doesn't need to be the main focus because they've mastered it. It's time for us to move on. If you're looking at what you're currently presenting to your child and they have not mastered it, and you're trying to move them on, then the answer to that question is, no, I'm not teaching my child the right thing, because they're not ready to move on, and I'm trying to move them to another stage. So that's how you answer that question. How is my child handling what they've already been given? Have they mastered it yet? Are they ready to move on? If not, then the right answer is to stay with that particular topic. And here's why I say that. I know that sometimes we get into the concept of, memorization, and certain things need to be memorized, and that's the way you're going to learn them. And I understand that. I believe that's true in certain cases, that certain things you just have to memorize and hold on to it. But I truly believe that mastery is more important than memorization. And here's why. Memorization simply states that whatever was poured into you, you spit it right back out the way that it was given to you, right? So it doesn't necessarily mean that you understand what was given to you. It doesn't mean you fully comprehend it. It just means you're able to give it back. Mastery says not only am I able to give it back, but I fully understand and I comprehend, and when I give it back to you, I do it in such a way that shows my knowledge and understanding of said concept. And so that is what you really want for your child, is you want them to get to a level of mastery where it's not just that they're reiterating information to you that you're not sure that they understand or not, but that they are fully understanding and comprehending that information. And then that is what truly supports, one, their engagement in the process. It also supports their ability to be more confident in the learning space, because it's not just about, okay, well, I know this is the answer. I don't know why, but I know this is the answer, so I'm just going to give it and boom, we're great. It's not just knowing what the answer is, but understanding why that is the answer, and understanding the details around that concept is very important in the process of learning. And so we have the ability to do that as homeschool moms. We have the ability to take that personal, individualized, customized time with our children to make sure that they not only are just taking in information and spitting it back out, but they actually really understand what is being given to them, and they have a real core comprehension and knowledge of what the information is that they're working with. So when we're thinking about what is right, two things. Am I following what my state is requiring in terms of what the information is that needs to be provided to my child based upon state requirements and mandates? And then two, is my child mastering, or have they mastered what's been presented to them? If they haven't, then the answer to that question is, what is right for my child is what information they're needing to continue to work on in order to get to a place of mastery, in order to get to a place where not only do they know the answer, but they understand it, and they have a full understanding. Because once I understand and comprehend, that's when I really retain. Memorization is not necessarily retention, because I can memorize something for a short period of time, give it back to you for whatever that purpose is, and then you can ask me a week later and I can't remember any of it, because I wasn't really trying to retain it. I was trying to memorize it for a particular purpose. So mastery actually supports retention, because when I understand what it is, when I comprehend, I'm able to connect the dots of other things, and it makes more sense to me, and so I can hold on to that information. So I hope this really helps you to understand why it is important to really move towards mastery, to help you to understand whether or not what you're presenting to your child is the right thing. I hope that I have given you a little bit of comfort today. I hope that I've eased your mind and your heart a bit about whether or not you're teaching your child the right thing. And I hope that you'll come back for the next installment of this process, where we're going to be talking about, am I teaching my child enough of the right thing? So we're going to tackle that question next. If after watching this video you said, Tiffany, you really helped me, I'm feeling a little bit better, I'd really like to talk with you more about this, do me a favor. Leave a comment under this video, or send me a personal message, and I will connect with you and we can schedule a time to chat. I look forward to being able to help you as you continue your homeschool journey. Thanks so much for spending this time with me, and I'll talk to you soon.